everyone, today is Friday. I am working in the studio again. I didn't start right away on art today as I usually do. I did get in a little bit late and I cleaned up and I organized my space. So I did that. It's so much easier to work in an organized space. And then I just added some, well, I'll turn you around and show you. This is the second time that I'm filming this. If you guys do any videos on YouTube, you probably understand the pain. I was transferring files and somehow in the process of transferring I lost a whole portion of a video. So anyway, I started to tell you how I had cleaned up this area. So yes, I did clean up this area over here and cleared off the desk here. But probably the biggest thing that I did was I took out I had like a kind of a junky little thing in the middle there that was taking up space badly. And I took that out and I reorganized that, brought over my sketchbooks and things that I'll use here at the table to work. I put my tablet here because I like to watch while I'm working as well, and then just move some stuff around. So that's what I did. That's what I did on Friday. Hey everyone, it's Cyndi. Today is Thursday, the 24th. I had to think for a second of February, and I'm creating art. I started working on a pastel painting, and I'm going to turn you around and let you see where I've been and maybe show you a little bit of the process. All right, so this is what I have so far. I've blocked in the main shapes, and that is the reference photo that I'm using. And it's interesting, I never noticed before that our clock tower leans. I've actually looked out the window to double check that, and it actually does. It leans. But anyway, so I am getting ready to do that. Of course, I have to do some of the detail work on the top and add the circles and whatever. But so far, this is what I've got going on. Whenever I do a painting like this, it's one of those things where I kind of have to start. I already see something that I don't like. Anyway, I started to say that I have to start early so that I can, you know, get it done while I have a brain, because my brain starts to go in the mid-afternoon. But I'm noticing this area here, the road actually starts much lower here. It starts down lower and then goes up because of the bushes and whatever. I'm going to leave the cars out. I don't do cars really well. And you know what? That's my prerogative as the artist to leave it out, or leave them out. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. So I'm using my Carbothello chalk pencils to draw the outline of the main shapes here. And I'm using white because I have a feeling it'll blend in. Mostly I can blend it in. So the nice thing about the Carbothello and using chalk is that I can erase the stuff I don't like. So I think that's pretty cool. So I've added in the main things. This actual top line doesn't exist in the photo. It's just my reference point for doing, there's a little bit more of an angle there, for doing the little windows. So there's actually 3 little windows in here. And again, these will probably, I probably don't need to draw these in. These are too detailed. They'll probably better be put in with the actual chalk than put in now. But let's go up here and we're going to do the these little guys, those little jut outs. Do that. There's 3. I think this one. And that one is like that. Then we've got this little guy here. And again, the my need for perfection is an issue for me always whenever I paint or do anything. It drives me nuts. I'm trying desperately to not be controlled by that need for perfection, but it is an issue. So I'm going to mark the center there, and this little guy is about the same on each side of that center point. And the problem is that this side I think goes farther. I don't know what I'm doing here. See, I don't like that, but that is, I don't know. Sometimes I think my eyes tell me something different than what I'm actually seeing. So we've talked a little bit about how your eye fills in, and you only need a suggestion. And sometimes I have a hard time reminding myself that I only need a suggestion of something. I am very much a perfectionist, and it is a problem when I'm doing art, because sometimes the eye will fill in and I can make do with a suggestion, and then sometimes if I'm not careful, the suggestion isn't enough. Does that make sense? All right, I'm going to put in my clock. I have a little dot off the side of the paper that kind of gives me the angle of our perspective. So that's where my circle's going to go on that side, and then we'll just follow this line, which is cockeyed, but that's the way this thing goes, which is really funny. But we're going to follow that line there and there. And then let's do the same thing on the other side. My dot is off to the side. Alright, that should be about right. I'll follow the same angle going that way. Alright, so now I have where my circle's going to go. So my circle's going to go right in here. On that side. And on that side. So we've got that outlined. We've got that. I got a really beautiful cloud in the picture here, which is really interesting. Again, I am such a freaking perfectionist. It drives me nuts that it's not in the right it's not in the right place. So I don't know. Like, okay, so that's actually the top. But yet this pointy thing goes down much further, and maybe I'll have to shorten that. I'm telling you guys, the struggle is real with this perfectionist business. The struggle is real, and it doesn't help that I don't have a very good reference photo. So my actual thingy starts right about there. And what I mean by that, well, if you saw the reference photo. So in the reference photo, I have trees blocking this, and that's kind of cockeyed, which makes it hard to see. And I did a another reference photo out there but it was from a different angle, so it didn't really help. Okay, so the cross actually goes up. All right, that's a little bit better. I'm not sure I like the angle of that. I can fix all that in the actual painting process. I'm not sketching. This is why I don't sketch. This is absolutely why I do not sketch, because I can't stand, I just can't stand not having the details right on a sketch. It drives me nuts. All right, there's not much of that building that we see, but we do see some of it. So I'm going to need us to block in that building. And there's my line over there. And it's about the top of that. There's that. Mostly I see windows and maybe a little bit of brown, so we'll suggest the windows. Where do we come? Come right about here with the stonework. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, and again, I can fix a lot of that in the actual painting. And then that's the bottom of that. That's the top of that, and then that's the top of that yet. And then over here we have a chimney. I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out in the process. So here's my road. So my road probably goes this way. This is interesting because my road is not, it does go off to the side, and yet it's not on the same plane as the dot to the left. Is it on the same plane as this one? Maybe. I think it is. It's on the same plane as the one on the right. So we're going to put the roadway there and there. Okay, but I don't think that that actually goes. Let's make sure it goes. Helps if I can actually see. Oh, look at that. That was pretty close. It's up against the dot. Not too bad. I did that freehand. I'm really impressed. Look at that. Guys, I did that all freehand, and those lines are exactly where they're supposed to be. I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, so I'm going to probably do the rest of this on my own. I just thought I would show you my process there so you could see it. And unfortunately, I think that maybe what I was doing underneath you could not see. Sorry about that. All right, so now hopefully you can see a little bit more of the bottom area on the roadway. What I was showing you before that you couldn't see, I don't think, was how I lined this up to that horizon dot. And my roadway is actually spot on, so I'm really happy about that. So that's what I've got for you now. I'm going to work on this later. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep working on this today or not. I may not have it in me to actually get down to the nitty-gritty, but we'll see.